individuals and communities that are experiencing long-term generational poverty, there's this aspect of hopelessness.
The people that come to us have been failed.
And I've seen it more often than not of community members and participants coming into our buildings and they're exhausted from being told what to do. And that really drives the narrative that people living in poverty can't do things.
And the work that we do is to strengthen those communities. If you don't have a strengthened community, then it becomes generational poverty.
If we're going to break the cycle of generational poverty, what does that look like? We have great programs, but it really scratches the surface. How do we create pathways for people to flourish? So Attack Poverty really exists to strengthen communities. We do that really by looking at spiritual growth, education, revitalization, and basic needs within those communities. There is so much need and so much hurt that's out there, and each person is so unique in their complex web of things they're experiencing. As an organization, as we focus on human flourishing in general, we've started to look at resiliency and capacity. That looks like, meeting some immediate needs like shelter, food, all of those really important things.
If your basic needs are not being met, you're not ready to flourish.
But then, how do we build that resiliency with community members and the people that we're walking alongside? Because at the end of the day, that is what will sustain them.
Part of my role is walking alongside community members. No two situations are the same. By listening to people and truly understanding what the root of the problem is, I think has helped the community members realize what it is that we're trying to do in order for them to thrive. When they first entered the Flourishing program, we meet with them monthly. It's important for us to put a plan together. When they see that they can't get rid of us and they see that we're still here and we're still communicating with you, I think that's very important.
Even if we don't offer something that someone needs, we're going to walk with you to ensure that that's provided for you and that you're not just left with another, hey, here's a phone call or here's an email that you have to send. I see that as truly working, ourselves out of a job. By us focusing on human flourishing and continually focusing on our meaning and purpose, building relationships, building support systems, understanding who God created us to be allows people to break that cycle of generational poverty and then to know their place, to take ownership of that for their own community.
Seeing that smile, seeing that shift, knowing that we were part of that process, that brings us satisfaction because we don't see it as a job. We see it as, our mission. We're doing not only AP's work, but God's work.
We have to build upon what God has called us to do and created us to do. But then the catalyst to that work is really the local church. The local church is equipped to disciple people long term and really guide people back to Scripture and what God is calling them to do. And so that is really what we're looking at right now is okay, what do these outputs and outcomes look like in resiliency and capacity along with these flourishing dimensions? But then where does the local church fit in and how can we empower them to walk alongside people in their own communities? That's why this work matters. The most important thing is knowing that we're facilitating and providing a space for people to build a relationship with God and for Him to speak into their lives, because that's what's going to get them through every single storm, and that's what's going to expand the resiliency.